Hello, 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 beautiful divine beings. We are here, day 3, and I went back to tested and proven to be effective Yeti microphone so we can have uninterrupted transmission today. Oh, so many things I wanted to share with you today. So many things. Let me know in the comments, how is the sound coming through? I am sitting on the floor as I am realizing this is the most supportive posture that I can go into a more spacious channeling state, and I'll talk about it, why it's important. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you. Perfect, perfect. Little low. Okay, I'm going to. Good morning, good morning. Big Island. Hello, Natalie. Okay, Michael says sound is fine, perfect. Good morning, beloveds. Charlene. Hello, hello, hello. So good to be with you, and thank you so much. I know it's like we have 3 days before New Year's Eve, and look at your devotion, look at your commitment to your own ascension and to your own soul to continue to show up with your presence, with your energy. Welcome, beloveds. I wanted us to start with some centering. I notice if we do that, it goes so beautifully. So let's begin with just a few moments of centering and what it looks like. We merge our inner world and our intention and our presence into one single point. So if you are here, maybe you just joined this group, you joined the group from the very beginning, but this is the first live transmission you're able to make. Maybe you've been through all previous 2 and you're back for more. Let's just take a moment to honor ourselves for choosing to be here. Choosing to be here. And it's good to move your spine. That's where the Kundalini energy lives, right? It lives in your spine. And then when we move our spine, we can begin to awaken that ancient intelligence that lives within our body. All right, and I invite you to join me in closing your eyes, just becoming aware of your breathing. And making this intimate connection with the now moment. The eternal now moment, where everything converges, all our past experiences, all our hopes for the future, everything that we're carrying, everything that we're holding for ourselves or for others. We just arrive. And we begin to give ourselves this permission, invitation, request to soften. It feels so good to soften the tension. And allow our body to be felt, seen, and honored. Our body is our beloved consort, our beloved companion that is with us for entire incarnation, entire ascension. Our body is our ascension partner. How amazing is that to realize? So take a moment to honor this beloved companion who's been with you through thick and through thin, through sickness and through health, through the most beautiful orgasmic moments and the most exquisite moments of grief. This beloved companion has never left you. And with this tenderness and deep respect for the companion, we welcome our emotional body, our energy body. Imagine these are the layers, invisible layers outside of your physical body. And just begin to sense these layers. And then we welcome your spiritual body. We welcome your Buddhic body. We welcome your Atmic body. And all of those bodies often get described as your higher self or your soul. So let's welcome your soul to arrive to this point in time. And just feel, if it feels good for you to open your arms and just sense with your fingertips. Sense your energetic layers. And just say hello. Hello to this bigness of you. And now, since we're here, let's just imagine what we ignite and invoke multidimensional cleansing energy that is also known as violet flame. And it's a cleansing flame that instantaneously and safely and gently removes any low vibrational interferences. A lot of times I imagine myself being covered by this multidimensional, fifth dimensional mist that is violet flame that comes to us from a great teacher of humanity, Saint Germain. So we welcome Saint Germain presence, this alchemical codes that we are given to transform any low vibrations into love. And let's come into this harmonious intention to receive the message that was meant for us, meant for you, meant for me. So it will nourish us. It will give us deepening. It will connect us to joy and trust and deep sense of knowing that our life is not just our own. And we are so watched over by our benevolent galactic guides and by all the earth spirits and everything in between. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and so be it. My intention is to bring what we went through the last couple of days to a deeper synthesis. And then we're gonna cover this delicious, delicious third stage of soul ascension that I heard it's called integration. Integration. And it's when we are beginning to live from the perspective of oneness, from an embodied oneness, while navigating the world of duality. So if you have just joined, or maybe this is the first live stream that you are catching with me, maybe you're gonna watch this as a replay, or maybe you have been here 2 days in a row, we begin to contemplate together this topic, this deep metaphysical, esoteric topic that used to be only covered in ancient mystery schools, right? And the topic is soul ascension. What does it mean to ascend? What does it mean to activate our spiritual body, to activate that immortality code? Yeah, what does it mean? And then we contemplated together, what does it mean to remember yourself as a star seed, as somebody who has this deep soul connection with life on other planets? And part of my intention of bringing this topic is to validate a lot of things that you already knew, a lot of things that you intuitively knew, that you felt as waves of remembrance would come your way. Validate so you don't only feel not alone, but you also feel like you can trust what you already know and what you progressively remember. And you can deepen that trust, because when you don't fear to remember a bigger and bigger storyline of the cosmos, the Akashic records, the soul memories that are within you, they begin to spontaneously open because you don't fear a greater remembrance. It's a very similar process when we don't fear our mystical gifts, whether it's clairvoyance, ability to see, or ability to hear, or ability to read people's emotional states, or ability to know, right? We stop fearing those mystical gifts or ability to heal with your presence. We stop being overwhelmed by our mystical sensitivity or spiritual sensitivity. We dare to open up our channels even more. We begin to become, move through our reality in a very incredible way. So the first stage of soul ascension is awakening. And awakening, as we discussed together, is a unique experience. There is no blueprint to it. There is no formula. It's going to be as unique as your fingertip. And your awakening will come as a result of all of your previous incarnations coming to this point of here and now, preparing you to remember yourself as spirit. So awakening can be shocking to your personality, to your conscious self, can be shocking, where you awaken to, wow, I live in this matrix. I live in this great illusion. And all this time I thought I was my body and I was my mind and I was this character in the movie, right? And awakening can be very shattering in the beginning, where you realize, whoa, I am a soul. And my soul has its own vision for what this incarnation is all about. And you begin to go really internal. Usually you enter that solitary chapter, that hermit stage, right? Where you want to cultivate your inner life, and you may find yourself living a double life, where you hide your deep spiritual life in a closet in a way, because you don't feel that you're ready to be faced by misunderstanding or judgment from others, or even ridicule. The second stage was all about empowerment, where you begin to feel this ancient power awakening in you. You begin to feel a call to service. You begin to feel a call of sharing with others your discoveries. So this is what we covered yesterday. And then the third stage is integration, where you begin to surrender your personal goals more and more and more. And you begin to crave as this deep desire, a devotional pulse of your soul, to become an instrument in the hands of the great artist. So you become a vessel instead of being a doer, right? You become a vessel, you become an instrument. So the third stage is all about refining the instrument, right? Surrendering the fears and attachments and old ways of doing things, and learning to be the vessel, or learning to be the instrument in the hand of the Great Spirit. Another way to describe these three stages, beloveds: survival, service, surrender. We awaken from the life of survival and competition and separation, right? We stepped into the path of our power, our mystical gifts, our service, living life, not only for us alone. And then the third, where we surrender to, wow, there is a divine plan that is orchestrated everything in my life. And you begin to align to that plan, align to that flow. Is everyone still with me here? Hello, beloveds. Yes, yes, yes. Hello. You're here. I am looking at your comments. I'm letting at your comments right now. Is everyone here? Okay, 33. And there, I love this stage. Okay, here I am. I love this stage 3 that we're going to cover today in depth, because in this integration stage, when you live as a prayer, may I be an instrument of your grace, everything becomes a teaching. Your mistakes become an accelerated lessons, accelerated portals of learning. I'll give you a very specific example. Yesterday, after our live stream, my conscious mind went a bit into dissatisfaction. And I said, conscious mind, you got in the way. You tried to insert certain points, certain keys and steps, because the assignment for this event was to allow the channel transmission to come through. And sometimes when my conscious self, my conscious construct begins to try to control the flow, the confusion comes. So if you noticed some moments of confusion yesterday, this is the answer, right? And if you like, what are you talking about, Katerina? Then it's okay. Welcome to the here and now. But what I'm observing as I am finding myself in this integration stage, where it is every spirit, when you live as a channel for spirit, and we all can be channels for spirit. A channel is an opening, right? It's a portal for spirit to channel through you. And the way you do it in your unique way, you're beginning to first see your own magic, to trust your own soul medicine that is coming through you, right? You can channel that great spirit through art, through writing, through the books that you're going to write, through the painting that you're going to create, through the food that is infused with the most beautiful living nutrition, through the juices that you're going to make. Everything becomes art, because you bring your awareness, intention, and unconditional love into everything you touch. So your frequency becomes the most magnetic, how would I call it, a thing about you, but it's not a thing. Your frequency becomes the most magnetic signal, right? The most magnetic signal. So in this third stage of the soul ascension, when you realize it is not about me, I mean, it is about me, I'm on this personal journey, but you allow your higher self to lead the way. Another way to describe it, since we're all on this topic of soul ascension, you allow your cosmic avatar self to navigate your personal human self. This is why a lot of us Starseeds love movies such as Avatar. You know, when I watched Avatar again after 8 years not seeing it, I saw this is the movie that when it was published, it was so ahead of its time. The collective was not ready to grasp the depth of that movie. Maybe 0.1% really got what the movie was about. So I encourage you, during these next 2 days, watch movies like Avatar or Matrix or Star Wars, because those movies have been impacted. Maybe they have been influenced by our benevolent star nations. Because I promise you, beloveds, this was my intention to talk a little bit about the star nations. Whether you resonate with Pleiadians, I'm going to talk about like this in this microphone. So, Pleiadians are these advanced intelligence outside of our planet, right? And Pleiadians, you can find their star system in Pleiades, 7 sisters. So if you study ancient Egyptian mystery teachings, they refer to the Pleiadians as as having direct contact with them, having direct communication. So all these star guides and benevolent star nations, how would they communicate with us humans? Well, one of the ways they have been doing it for many, ooh, now I hear the ringing in my ear. So when you start hearing things like ringing in your ear, to me it's always been a signal that spirit is here, that energies are here, and they are giving this confirmation of what is coming through. So one of the ways these beautiful, benevolent star nations, our elder brothers and sisters, time travelers out of space, have been communicating with humanity is through telepathy. First, they were able to access the minds and the hearts of shamans. Because shamans would use, from in ancient times, shamans would use psychedelic plants to get free from egoic structures, right, of the body mind construct, and to expand their ability to perceive behind the veil. So these spirits, whether they were from the core of the earth or whether they were from star planets, from different planets, they would use telepathy, ability to communicate via thought, to give humanity messages, instructions, activations, guidance. And in the last 50 years, yeah, probably 50 years or so, or last 80 years or so, because when I think about one of the prominent channelers and medium of our time, Helena Blavatsky, who was a walking, living, breathing channel for a massive, massive intelligence of spirits. A channeling has been a very effective way how we receive a contact. And the way you can verify if it's a benevolent entity speaking to you, they will always respect your free will. They will never tell you or order you what to do. And they will never communicate to you as an entity higher than you. They will always remind you, we are equally the same divine sparks of great spirit. They would say, we are your elderly brothers and sisters. We're the time travelers from what you consider your future. This is a time to just check if we are here. Where is it? Starseed. Here we are. Okay, here we are. Okay. What a beautiful gift for us to have the gift of technology, my loves. Technology, technology. So let's talk about the next star nation, who are the master of technology, Actarians. I always resonate with Actarian star system because they're here to send the message of a planetary soul mission. They are here to help starseeds awaken into a greater memory of their soul mission. Not only individual soul mission, but also the soul mission of an entire planet, right? Because our planet has its own soul. In a mystical tradition, they would call it soul of the world, as our collective body, collective soul. And every time we go through the process of healing our hearts, transforming our fears, because we are connected to everything, because we are the part of interconnected system, and it's a holographic universe, every part contains the whole. So every even slightest change you create within you creates a ripple of transformation and change in the whole. Understanding of that comes at this stage 3 of integration, where you have this shattering of separation consciousness, and you begin to live as a part of a holistic system. So everything you give to others, you give to yourself. Then philanthropy and kindness and contribution and generosity becomes as natural to you as breathing, because you understand you are looking at expression, reflections of you. And maybe this is the time where galactic Maya teachings find you. And I really love that expression of I am another you in Lakesh. I am another you, or I am another version of you. And first you grasp it intellectually, right? You're like, I am another version of you. I am another version of you. First it's just a level of intellect. But the process of integration, where you begin to experiment with that concept as your truth. And that's where you discover the power of flow, the power of trusting your intention, that before you even ask, it's already provided. Before you even say a prayer, it's already heard. So of course, from that embodied oneness experience, you remember and realize that you have access to all resources of the universe at any any moment of time. So what's the point of obsessing about tomorrow, or fearing about lack, or wasting your precious energy worrying about such trivial thing as money? And if you really live as an instrument, as somebody who is here to live in surrender to your dharma, to your unique blueprint, divine blueprint, you will see nothing but proof that you're always taken care of, that you're always provided, that you're always guided. And you don't fear the cycles of your incarnation. And the cycles are like seasons. Sometimes there's going to be a cycle of increase, there's going to be a cycle of decrease. But your ability to witness and to welcome it all as a gift of the Great Spirit. Wow, look at this variety of this human incarnation. I'm on the cycle of increase of resources, increase of creative inspiration, increase of momentum. Everything just opens up, flows, ease, grace. Wow, thank you, Great Spirit, for the cycle of increase. And then the cycle of decrease comes. Wow, look at this way that I am going through this chapter of my life, or the cycle of my life, where it looks like I am being trained to work with less, to create with less, to trust more. wow, the cycle of decrease is helping me to untangle my attachments to particular outcome or particular time or particular results. And I'm being trained how to create for the joy, how to live in the moment, how to trust the whole process. So it's, I love this. I love this chapter, beloveds. Octarians are, when I tune to Octarians, they always, I see their shape as a very tall being, 7 feet, 6'9", 7.5 feet. And they always appear to me as these light beings, diamonds, sparkling light energy. And they are incredible galactic technologists in a way. They're inventors of galactic inventors. So they are such advanced civilization that they have these in beautiful healing chambers that you can travel to with your consciousness to recalibrate your field, to activate your memory, to activate your healing abilities. So if you're drawn to Pleiadians or Octarians, or not at all, you're like, I am not interested in any of that. Listen to your natural sense of fascination and honor it. I remember building my connection with Octarians, allowing them to connect with me deeper and deeper, because they are benevolent, advanced time travelers who would never violate your personal will by imposing themselves on you. So you gotta ask for a contact, right? A very direct, conscious ask. So I remember before going to sleep, I would ask my higher self to surround me with divine light, that I only go into contact with the benevolent beings of highest light and love who love me unconditionally. And then I would talk to Octarians and I would say, Octarians, while my body sleeps, please recalibrate all of my invisible layers to the highest light, so I can perceive beyond the veil, so all of my bodies work in synergy. And then I would say, activate whatever spiritual energy technology that my body is ready to receive and plug into. This is what's possible. And then, of course, let's talk about Syrians from the Star Civilization series. They're galactic sound healers. They help us remember that sound is a beautiful tool to heal our nervous system, to recalibrate our vibration, to bring us into balance. So if you're drawn to sound healing baths or sound healing circles, don't think it's an expense. It's a beautiful therapy. It's a sound therapy for you. And if you're drawn to working with sound, maybe you are working with sound in a way that, you got a sound healing bowl and you play it at home, and it's very, very calming for you. Trust that, because sound is a very, very ancient technology. And then, of course, let's talk about the Hathors. And Hathors came into a very direct contact probably a couple of years ago. At least that's where I became consciously aware of them, because a lot of times these benevolent galactic guides can work with you for years based on a soul agreement that you've made with them before incarnated into your physical body. And they would say, we'll be working with you, we'll be gently guiding you through synchronicity and through signs and through human messengers, right? But then when you're ready for direct contact, you will know because you will ask for it, right? So I remember start being drawn to the ancient Egyptian goddess Hathor, which was considered the first shaman, the first medicine woman, the first. She's such an ancient goddess that really represents fertility, joy, ecstasy, dancing through our incarnation, right? It's a very, very ancient tribal medicine. And I began to connect to Hathor and just became very, very fascinated. If you ever seen her, she is the goddess with the cow head and cow thorns. And the cow was a sacred symbol of fertility and motherhood and nourishment, right? Ancient people used a lot of symbology to communicate their beliefs, their understanding of the universes. So I began connected to Hathor and teaching about her because I just had this deep connection with her. And then Hathors, as a star nation, began to communicate. And they say, we are the Hathors. So we are the star travelers, and we're here to teach you how to activate your emotional body to the next level and how to learn to expand through joy. You know how to expand through pressure. You know how to expand through effort. You know how to expand through suffering too. Let's take it up to a new level. Let's learn to expand through joy. Let's see what you can create through joy. And when I'm with Hathors, they are, they're not about depriving yourself. They're about see sacredness in everything. See sacredness in sexuality. See sacredness in sensuality. See sacredness in your human journey right here, right now. You only be this you only once. Life continues on. Reincarnation is the wisdom of the universe. Continuity of life is guaranteed. But you will only have incarnation of you once. This particular bodysuit once. Do you realize how sacred it is? They would say to me. Who did we so we covered Pleiadians, we covered Syrians, Arcturians, Hathors, Pleiadians. Okay, a little bit more on Pleiadians, beloveds. Pleiadians, the main teaching of Pleiadians that your vibration matters, that we are vibrational beings. And if you're drawn to Pleiadians, it is that message. It is that message to realize that you can master your vibration by first becoming aware of that incredible power that you have. That you can choose what you're going to vibrate. And Pleiadians gave us vibrational scale system. Right? So if you studied the work of David Hawkins, Power versus Force, who brought that information through his vessel, Pleiadians. The vibrational scale, emotional scale, that fear and anger and shame are on the very, very bottom, right? And then willingness is at the level of 200, and then you have courage, and then you have enthusiasm, right? And then the highest top vibrations are unconditional love, peace, and joy. So part of that second stage of empowerment that we were talking about, where the conscious mind yesterday got in the way of the clear transmission, at least in parts. I'd like to attempt to give it another go. So during that massive second stage, that, remember, it's a spiral. So some part of your psyche is already in integration, some part of your being is going through the second stage of empowerment, where you learn to work with your frequency. The first key to your power is your frequency. You learn to realize, wow, nobody can drop my vibration. Only I can do that. So you begin to really rise in your sovereignty. That no matter what happens around you, you can maintain your vibration. And it doesn't mean to always be positive. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. But I hate everybody's guts deep inside of me. It's not about that. It's about curiosity. Just curiosity. Let's anchor that. Wow, I am in so much fear right now. Whoa, look at this fear coming up. Curiosity will always help you rise above whatever you experience so you can see it clearly. Rise above doesn't mean you ignore what you experience. Rise above so you could see how to navigate it. That's it. That's it. Rise above, see what's happening. Wow, fear is arising, so I can clear it. Okay, what do I require to meet this moment with my presence? Maybe it's a breath work. Maybe I gotta stretch. Maybe I gotta go outside, hug a tree. Right? That's vibrational mastery. The second point of power on the second stage is your mind. You begin to realize, wow, I am not a slave of my thoughts. My mind is like a wild stallion. Wild horse. Untrained mind is a wild horse in your head, constantly pulling you. Distractions, obsessions, worries about tomorrow and yesterday. Wow. We all start there. So the point of second stage is you become aware, whoa, I am not my mind, I have a mind, and my mind gets to be focused, cleared, trained into stillness. Because when my mind becomes as an instrument, wow, I can use it to imagine, to create, to organize, to plan my earthly life. What a beautiful instrument. This is why in the second stage you may discover the beauty of meditation, the beauty of coming into this still point. And the third key to power was discovering a whole selection of unique soul gifts within you. And like that diamond miner, you find it. Wow. Look at this ability that I have within me. It's unrefined, it's unpolished, it's in a raw shape. But I see it, or somebody helped me to see it. And I'm going to dedicate my time, my energy, my devotion to take this raw talent and turn it into the most exquisite gift of mine. Because the purpose of life is to find your gift. The meaning of life is to give it away. Thank you, Pablo Picasso. Thank you, Pablo Picasso, who said that. The purpose of life is to find your gift. The meaning of life is to give it away. So if you deeply desire to feel fulfilled, you get to give away your gifts. And this is how you live in flow. You live in listening. How do you live in flow? Well, I'll share with you how I live in flow. Wake up every day. I attune my spirit. And I ask, Great Mother, what's your plan for today? What do you desire me to be for you today, do for you today, create for you today? And I listen. And before I learned to trust what I heard, I would write. And something about writing down my thoughts, Great Spirit was able to channel the direct messages through my writing. I'm like, oh, wow. Is that what I do today? Okay, that's an assignment. So then you listen, right? You listen to your higher self, to the source consciousness. And then you receive what you hear. And you use the power of your will. Oh, let's talk about will. One of my favorite topics. Because if we don't have an activated will, very little can be created. It takes will to meditate. It takes will to serve. It takes will to finish your project. It takes will to finish the book that you've been writing for the last 10 years. But it's not an egoic will. It's not just force, a bunch of chaotic action. It's your personal will blended with your spiritual will. And you work in alignment, right? This is where a lot of starseeds, I find, sometimes gets, how would I call it? How do you want me to call it? Lose their momentum. They confuse their emotional mood with what their inspiration invites them to show up. They don't trust their gifts. And what I mean by that, a lot of times you'll receive inspiration. Go create this. Go do this. But then the day comes and you don't feel like it, right? So how can you transcend the mood, transcend I don't feel like it, into I am devoted to it. My devotion guides me. And devotion is the key to your authentic power. Now that I see it, devotion is what brings your personal will and your spiritual will into one. Devotion, devotion, devotion. Devotion to your path, devotion to your heart, devotion to your soul mission that you felt since you were a child as a starseed. So devotion carries you throughout the journey. Let's talk about Merkaba. So Merkaba is your interdimensional vehicle, your chariot of light. There are many different perspectives on how many dimensions do we have in the universe. Some people say 10, some people say 12. It's just semantics. How many? I feel that we can all find resonance with understanding we live in a many dimension of the universe. And our Merkaba, or our light vehicle, gets activated when we balance our inner masculine, that I call our solar self, with our inner feminine, which is our lunar self. We come into integration. Everything comes into the unison, into one unique expression, one unique song. Right? Merkaba gets activated through a conscious intention. If you are ready for it, if your soul is ready for it, you just can't stop thinking about it. You're like, I'm fascinated by all things Merkaba right now. How do I activate it? How do I activate this energetic geometrical structure? One of the ways you can bring more activation to your Merkaba is by using the power of your mind to visualize it all around you. We can do it together right now. So I invite you to join me in this very brief exercise. So having your spine straight. Imagine that there is a triangle that begins to form. The point of a triangle is above your head. And the other two sides are, one is next to your left arm, another one is next to your right. So you have this descending triangle. Oh no, that was ascending triangle. Whichever way you see it, just picture one like this. Yeah, this is an ascending triangle. So now imagine the another one. Now it's coming down, it's descending. So the point is toward you. Just imagine it. And these two triangles begin to merge where? In the most powerful place, in your heart. And begin to focus on the point in your heart that is turning into this brilliant, brilliant light. The light of your soul. And if you're ready to make this intention, you can just say, I choose to bring all of me in the most aligned integration. I integrate all of me into wholeness. May all the opposites merge into harmonious union within my heart. And notice the sense of tranquility and peace. Unified presence. When your Merkaba begins to activate, you spontaneously begin to, maybe, if it's useful for you, reconnect to your previous parallel incarnations. You will spontaneously remember, you can call back some of your past life abilities, whether it is a proficient ability to express yourself through writing or through oracular expression, your ability to synthesize massive amount of philosophies and spiritual teachings. Whew. That is it really coming from this lifetime, or are you tapping into one of your previous lives? And because your life is dedicated to service as an instrument of grace, all of these channels begin to open to you in service of the soul. Your dream world becomes so rich. You begin to receive incredibly precise communication through your dreams. Your ordinary life begins to be filled with meaning and symbols for you to decode for the joy of it. You begin to exit time. You begin to exit artificial time matrix. You begin to play with time and learn to even bend it. You begin to realize time is a tool, it's not your master. So slowly but steady, you begin to release that urgency, that pressure. By releasing artificial urgency, you begin to realize that fire of devotion continues to expand naturally and organically within you. And life becomes so sweet. You begin to move through your reality as dance. You're dancing with creation. You're dancing with your life. And then life begins to feel like your beloved. Life begins to turn into this cosmic tantric lover. All of that is ascension. You ascending to a higher and higher and higher levels of perception. It's just like, imagine going on an elevator into a very, very tall building. And we all start on the ground zero, or maybe we all start in the basement. That's before awakening. We all start in the basement or in the dark cave. And we thought that our life is about, hunting and gathering and competing for the plot in that basement. And then awakening is when you realize there is a life outside of the basement. Whoa! What? 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 Whoa! And then empowerment, you're like, wow, there's not only a life outside of the basement, but look at all of these mountains and glorious buildings. So every point of ascension is like seeing your life and your reality from a new height. Ability to have a bigger and bigger and bigger perspective. Because the higher you rise above all of it, the less you are frightened or destabilized by the drama of the world. You see all of it from a different perspective. You see, wow, I am an ancient soul. I am back here because I came here to finish something really important. And I don't need to finish it with all this heaviness and anxiety. I can carry out my sacred assignment from the place of joy and adventure and a sense of lightness and curiosity, because I came here to be the alchemist I remember myself to be. Right? This is a great time to check your comments. Andy says Metatron. Yes, Metatron. Triangle, sacred geometry, devotion to it all. Hi. Be silent, listen. Pure light energy. Oh, such amazing. These are really great, amazing comments, my fellow starseeds. I am learning, darlings, that I must sit in a very, I feel like when I'm on the floor, my conscious mind doesn't get in the way too much. It supports my spine. So, oh yeah, this is so much better. Okay, like this. Whew. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hey, you know what I also wanted to do? I wanted to do a special live Q&A for this group. This group will be open for another week to give everybody time to just catch up with the live streams, right? And to review them. And again, just listen to your guidance. Maybe for you is just one of the live streams. That's exactly what you were meant to receive. There's no need to pressure yourself. And there is also great an opportunity to strengthen your devotion if that is something that you feel inspired to activate that Hanuma energy. And it's a Hindu tradition. Hanuma, it was this monkey god. And it's a principle of creation that stands for finding strength in devotion. 2022 will ask all of us to find strength in devotion, to find our deep soul strength in devoting our lives to something that is really, really matters. And this is why I wanted to offer this transmission, even if at times I was like, it's probably going to be a little clunky in some parts because I've never taught it this way, but you know what? Spirit uses everything as a teaching. So it's been super, super powerful for me to spend this time with you and to share these teachings and activations. And as I promised, beloveds, as I promised, I wanted to offer you a very powerful Very powerful invitation. So if you would like to go deeper in all of these topics, for the last 4 years, 5 years, 5 years, my very first course that is called Frequency Shift, I published it and released it in 2017. And then since then, I taught so many deeply spiritually activating teachings. And they're available on my website. You can access them and look through them. But I wanted to do something that will be very, very special for this group and for my online community. You're the first one to hear about it. So what I did, and you will receive it in your email, but I'm gonna take a few minutes to introduce it. Come on. Now I have 2 devices. I have an iPad, thank goodness. So what I did, I created, oh no, this is it. I created, I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, okay, like this. I bundled up all of my spiritual courses into what I called mystical bundle. And this is the biggest sale of the year I am offering to give support to my fellow starseeds, whether you desire to master your vibration, frequency shift, master your mind, sovereign mind course, reconnect to the divine cosmic mother, goddess awakening, to dive into training, apprenticeship with ascended masters, all of these come together in one package right now. And this will be available for 1 week. This is the most, yeah, I'm so excited that I have this iPad, beloveds, settings. I want to make it a little bit lighter. I think right now I can show it to you in a better way. Aha! Mystical bundle! I hope you see it. So this is a mystery school on demand. I think Sherilyn was asking, she's like, I get lost. What is mystery school? Mystery school is a collection of sacred teachings. I've been obsessed with mystery school teachings ever I could remember, ever I heard mystery school as a code word. But mystery school is an ancient stream of wisdom that has been available only for spiritual leaders, priests and priestesses, oracles, initiates. In ancient times, you had to be initiated into oral transmission. So these mystery teachings were hidden, secret teachings. We live in a revolutionary times where ancient mystery teachings reveal themselves to us in order to help us accelerate our awakening, activate our consciousness, get our mission on fire. So all the requirements that used to be even to access these sacred teachings have been removed. Starting 1987, where we had the first collective shift into awakening, 2012 was the next point of let's release even more ancient wisdom teachings. So if you feel you desire to deepen your embodiment and to dive into these mystical spiritual growth teachings, this is what I have available for you. And you can access them through a link that you will receive in your follow-up email and through the posts that I'll make in the group. Yeah. And we will see. Maybe I will offer, maybe this will be like a signature yearly event that I will host. But I also wanted to ask your your perspective. Yeah, your perspective of, did you enjoy the was the direct channeling a powerful experience for you, or would you want to see this entire event as a webinar series with slides and graphs and points? I'm not saying that I'm gonna do it, but I'm just curious. I'm collecting votes. Let me know. Yeah, let me know, loves. Would you want a webinar next time, or would you want like a live transmission like this? Let me know in the comments. Direct channeling? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pages of notes, very powerful experience. Yes, I love the direct channeler. Yes, I love the channeling. All right. Like the live transmission. You love this format. Katie, good to see you. So this is an experiment. Remember, loves, when I shared with you, it's innovation. So all of us will be asked in 2022, how much daring can we find in innovating the way we serve? Right? What would be possible? Innovation. 1212. I am so grateful. I felt the call to serve and to contribute this last 3 days, and my conscious mind was like, seriously, Katerina, last 3 days of the year? My soul is like, yeah, last 3 days of the year, that's when you're gonna do it. So I wanted to honor your devotion. You could have been anywhere else. And Netflix is very seductive. But you chose to be here to receive this remembrance, activation, and joy. I'm so, so, so grateful. You know what? We can take some time for questions. Because 1212, let's do a little bit of questions. And I can see them through your comments right here. Veronica and Tina, aha, might be nice to have some notes. Yeah, we have. Who are the volunteers? Who are the volunteers for the note taking? I love it, right? Who are the volunteers? I'm taking volunteer suggestions. You know what's so beautiful? If you have a question, beloveds, I'm gonna stay and answer your question. You know what's so beautiful is my lovely superhero assistant have been transcribing my channel talks. So, for example, in a couple of brand new audio courses that I just released, I have a business athlete mindset 2022 version and visionary leadership audio course. Both of those are audios. And what my lovely assistant Ani was doing, she would take an audio and send it in transcription service and then polish it and add it as a PDF. So you can read, you can listen and then you read. So this is something that I would love to create and to add. Everybody who is in my courses right now, Like I saw Patty and Kevin and Crystal. Every time I upgrade a course, you automatically receive that upgrade, complimentary, free to you. So in my new upgrades, the slide decks are so glorious. You saw my new branding. All of that's gonna match the new branding, and we're gonna add transcripts of every live channeled class. So maybe I will ask Ani to transcribe these 3 video series and to send it to transcription service. Would that be a value? Let me know in the comments. Would that be a value for you? Yes, always, always upgrading. You know, one of my devotion as a teacher, as a course creator, I see my relationship with my online students for life. So if when you buy one of my courses, you have access to it for a lifetime, meaning I continue to upgrade it and to transform it and to add new wisdom to it, because it's just what brings me deepest joy to do, and you receive those upgrades. So again, if you'd like to receive a whole mystery school teaching, mystery school courses, 6 of them, and then the 7th as a surprise, I encourage you to snatch this opportunity, and it will be available for 1 week after this transmission is done. So yeah, I am here to answer your questions. Yeah, Crystal says, yes, when Business Athlete was updated, it made me tune into it deeper. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Jasmine says, channeling is amazing. This has been such a beautiful experience. We must do something like this again in the new year. Yes, Jasmine. Shall we bring this event in the new year again? Charlene says, big value. I'm taking extensive notes in the replays. So this would be helpful to take transcripts. Yeah. So, star seeds to star blossoms. And this is the vibration of the stage 3, where you begin to blossom. You know, you're not afraid of your power. You're not afraid of your brilliance. Or let's just say you're not afraid of the power that is coming through you. You're not afraid of the brilliance that is coming through you, right? It's a beautiful, exquisite journey. You say, wow, my cosmic avatar and my human self, they are dancing together. It's not like one part of me is pulling, another one is lagging behind. You find your rhythm with your cosmic avatar self. So then your creation have that vibration. As I call it, galactic cosmic codes and this wild earth wisdom meet in a one center, your heart. Yeah. Fear can be purged out of your system completely. We're actually designed to do that. Worry, a giant misuse of your imagination, can be purged out completely. Self-doubt, all of it. When you make that exquisite step of surrendering your life to the service of Great Spirit, a mystical surrender is the most exquisite process. So on this note, beloveds, I am so grateful to be with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. May you trust your own wisdom. May you trust what you know. May you honor what you feel. May you honor what you feel. Oh, Tina, I see your question. Thank you so much for making it visible for me. Tina asks, you stated I'm the only one who can drop my vibration. Does that mean that even if I am exposed daily to an environment that is low vibration, for example, highway or industry, or low vibration, that I can still remain ineffective? Ah, such a practical question. I love it. It's a very practical question, Tina. I love that you asked that. Your environment that you have right now is your mystery school. Tina, for 8 years, I lived in the desert in what is known as Sin City, Las Vegas. With all kind of vibrations in the collective there, as you can imagine. And one specific year, I moved to a house. The street name should have given me a clue. The street name, I am not kidding. This was the street name. Morning Sorrow. My street name was Morning Sorrow. I should have gotten the clue that this is not the house for me. But I didn't really know at that stage how to truly surrender. I lived through my mind, intellect. So I moved into that house, and Tina, it was so painful to live in that house because I had airplanes flying above me, dogs barking. The walls were so thin, I could hear everything. My nervous system was so affected by that. And in the hindsight, I can see how this was a profound training on discovering a whole set of tools. What can help me stabilize my vibration independently of my circumstances? So I found a way to breathe. I found a way to use humor as my ally. I found a way to cultivate such witness consciousness, right? Where you witness. Wow, look at this movie. So we drop our vibration when we find ourselves in resistance, agitation, right? Judging the moment. And it's not about getting it always perfect all the time. Learning to smile at your own resistance. Look at this, look at me at resistance, look at me at complaining or judging. If you can open your heart to your circumstances, even if for one little tiny bit, your vibration begins to rise. What if you see your current environment as your mystery school, here to teach you? Your vibration rises. Your vibration rises. Very powerful, right, beloveds? Very powerful, because before Spirit gave me a progressively beautified and harmonious environment, because my environment amplifies my channel, I was trained in a very chaotic environment, surrounded by loud noises, chaotic energies, and people. So I could anchor. So now, I go through a loud airports, I lean on that training. Or when I travel and all of these energies arise, you lean on that training. And the most powerful tool that I have in my toolbox, Tina, is humor. Sometimes I'll just spontaneously begin to giggle in the middle of the airport. I'm like, I'm just like, if I can find a way to laugh at my human journey, laughter opens the heart the fastest. So Tina, it's okay to watch some comedy episodes at work, on your lunch break. You like headphones is your best friend. Headphones, watch a little funny episode on YouTube. Humor opens up your vibration. I promise. Right, yeah, you're doing it already, right? You're doing it so well. Yeah, it's and then this is the part of our empowerment where we begin to create our environment. We begin to create with our higher self. I remember moving to the ocean was my deepest prayer, and that was my also training of how to activate that manifestation with my soul, where my soul and my human, we manifest together. Yeah. Hi, Charles. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And it's such a joy, like this entire group. I see so many of my peers, teachers, healers, channelers. It's such an honor. You are doing the work, you're holding your light, you're carrying your energy everywhere. And it's just amazing. It's so amazing to be here with you. I think I saw another question from M. M. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Magic. My core word for 2022 is magic. So beautiful to receive my question for you. Resource or books on the laws of magic? Yes, of course. The Kybalion. You bought Frequency Shift in 2020? Yes. Ah, yeah, yay. You want to go through it again? I love it. Yes, when I teach it again, darling. Yes, when I teach it again. Um, but I just for M, I would recommend for you to dive into Hermetic laws, Hermetic teachings, Hermetic philosophy, which is Kybalion, and it's the 7 universal laws, right? As within, so without, the law of correspondence, the law of rhythm. So you begin to work with that magic by tapping into that ancient teachings on Hermetic laws, secret laws. Kybalion is your best friend. You can also dive into Emerald Tablets, a transmission by Thoth, which if you work with Ascended Masters, I would recommend for you that course. It's Hermetic laws, magic, activation through Ascended Masters. It's beautiful. I would recommend that. Good to see you and have you here, Em. I think that was the last question, unless I. Yeah, Karen! Karen, so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, beloved. Karen is an Akashic healer, very gifted, heart centered, divine soul. Yes, Veronica says the past 3 days have been an amazing growth. I can feel the growth, or should I call it ascension? Yes, yes, I would call it ascension. We all have been ascending together. So this is the part of the group ascension. So one thing that I'll share is when I dove into the study of causal body. Causal body is our soul body, the only body that survives after we move through the portal of death. Let's talk a little bit about immortality, shall we? How do we become immortal? How do we remember we are immortal? So the first 3 bodies are physical, emotional, and mental. They dissolve when we go through the portal of death. They cannot survive. But the causal body is our soul body. That survives. That is how we remember our past incarnations, because our soul body, our causal body, holds our soul memory. So when I begin to get really into deep fascination with the causal body, I begin to tap into that sacred mystery teachings that we as souls, we don't incarnate as an individual soul. We incarnate as a part of a soul group. This is where it gets really exciting, because finally I had the explanation of what I intuitively felt. Where you meet somebody from your soul group You just feel like you know them. You've known them before, and yes, you have known them before. And your conscious mind is like, oh, I only know this person for like 3 days. But your soul is like, yeah, we've been through a few incarnations together. So, as a soul group, right? As a soul group, we that's why I begin to see that we are on the same team, team soul, team spirit, team source. So, soul group. Quite possibly, you and I are part of the same soul group. What do I know? Just intuitively feel that. And causal body has also another body called the Buddhic body, your body of bliss, your body of ecstasy, your body of divine wisdom. And then we have Atmic body, which is your higher self. And then we have monadic body. Your higher self has its higher self, and then its higher self has its higher self. You know how deep we can go on this topic. It's the fractal universe. But I say, let's ground this and allow us to integrate all these beautiful insights. Thank you for ascending your consciousness together with me. Thank you so much for your light. Your light matters. You are not weird. You are not crazy. What you feel and know and remember is valid and true, and more important than any time on this planet. So thank you for being the starseed that you are. And thank you for carrying your soul assignment. Your greatest galactic assignment will continue to reveal itself to you. And it's been an honor to be here with you. Until next, I will see you sometime in the next beautiful now.